Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations has given its Inspectorate Division 1 week to come out with a report on investigations into the alleged assault of a female worker at Marwako restaurant in Accra. The sector minister, Ignatius Bafo-Ewua, who gave the ultimatum, warned it will not fail to sanction the company if found culpable.
The ministers and officials of the two ministries and MP for Yawaso East Wagon, Emmanuel Chamachine Jakon, were at Marwako restaurant to get first-hand information on the incident. Owners of the restaurant were not present, so the branch manager at Teshi was called to meet the team.
Did that with anger, so in the course of taking the blender from the lady, the pepper splashed onto her face, lady first, because she's our sister and we are all Ghanaians, and in Marwako we don't condone to mistreatment, no at all. We don't manhandle people.
Minister of Employment and Labour Relations, Ignatius Bafo-Ewua, directed his Inspectorate Division to within a week release investigations on the incident. He warned that government would not condone such maltreatment.
If you are a foreigner and you are working in this country, you must give the local people true respect. Yeah. Treat them with dignity. Yes, it is true you are providing jobs for our people, but we are not just interested in doing jobs. We are interested in doing decent jobs.
Minister of Gender and Social Protection, Otiku Jaba, said companies which engage in such acts would not be spared.
There will be sanctions for people who treat our people badly, or else we'll close down the entity, because this is Ghana at 60. This is Ghana at 60. We cannot be slaves or oppressed in our own country. Do not take advantage of our hospitality. Ghana is known for akwaba, our warmth, and how we handle strangers. But strangers must understand that we are not weak.
Secretary General of Trade Union Congress, TUC, Dr. Yalba, condemned the action by management of the restaurant.
All investors are welcome, but please, when you come to Ghana, go by the rules. The Labour Department, I hope, will be given the necessary resources to monitor working conditions. Honorable.
Now, let's stay with the story. Meanwhile, a bill to close down companies which do not employ health and safety officers is to be tabled before cabinet. The bill, among other things, is to ensure the activation of hotlines for offended workers to report cases.
The Labour and Employment Relations Minister, Ignatius Bafo-Ewua, gave the hint in the wake of the alleged human rights abuse at Marwako restaurant. In the bill, companies which fail to provide decent working environment for workers would be sanctioned.
Every organization that employs more than 20 people will have to employ what we call a health and safety officer. In a restaurant environment where you work with gas and fire, heat, it is a necessary office that you must create within your environment.
Secretary General of TUC, Dr. Yaba, lauded government's decision to facilitate the passage of the bill. He said the TUC has initiated steps to come up with hotlines for workers to call and report cases of abuse.
We have similar problems in the hotel sector as well, where we hear complaints about abuse of workers' rights and so on. But I think this case is only one case, but it's going to be a beginning of a change. It's also a sign, because the ministers have come to show that the government is watching and that they are not going to allow such a thing to happen to Ghanaians.
Dr. Yaba expressed concern on the non-existence of unions in the hospitality industry.
We always talk about it, but because of the nature of employment in this sector, there are short-term employers, some are casuals, many of them, and so it's very difficult to organize them because they don't stay on the job for a long time. But whatever it is, in order to avoid the reoccurrence of such a thing, we need to intensify our unionization of efforts in the hospitality sector.
Member of Parliament for the Yawaso East Wagon, Emmanuel Chamachine Jakon, condemned the alleged act.
I hope that she can continue to work. You understand? But it doesn't mean that because I look for work and I look for investment, you must trample my rights under your feet. I like he said, let's a due process take place, and at the end, I think we can come to some useful conclusions.
Okay, well, so this is exactly what the situation is, and clearly, we're not ending it here, and because there's been consistent action on the part of government to ensure this is done. But over the years, this has been happening. We've heard so many comments by governments gone by.
This is not the first time, and it's usually done by foreigners to Ghanaian workers, and that's the problem.